All right, welcome. We'll do our scripture reading and then the rest of the video will be outside. 2 Thessalonians 3, verses 1 through 2, or 1 and 2, excuse me. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord will spread rapidly and be glorified, just as it did also with you, and that we will be rescued from the perverse and evil men, for not all have faith. All right, men. Let's talk about something that's pretty important. We talked about in the What It Means to Be a Man video about being a protector. So I think you need to enable yourself to be able to protect those around you in the best possible way that you can afford / that you understand how to use. So we're going to talk about something that's relatively simple, and if you have a pistol, if you have a rifle, and those are things that you are frequently taking around with you, I think this is something that might be useful for you guys to see, maybe see how I set it up, and yeah, talk more about it. We're also going to talk about this piece of kit versus body armor. I think this might be something that is more useful in America at this time than body armor. I don't think it's better than body armor, but I think it is more useful. So let's talk about it. The kit I'm currently wearing, not this wonderful flannel, and not my concealed carry. What it is the T-Rex Ready Rig. They've been around for a while. There's other stuff like it. This is the one I have, and I think it is pretty fantastic overall. So we're gonna dig more into it, and we're gonna talk about why it might be better than body armor right now. All right, so let's talk about it. The T-Rex Ready Rig. Is it better than body armor? No, I do not think so. I think if you only, you have a limited budget and you can only spend your money on one thing, I don't think it should be this piece of gear. I think you should have body armor with good plates in them before you get any other gear carrying equipment. I think being able to stop rounds is super important, and this is not going to do that. However, if you have body armor and you're looking for something else that might be useful right now, chest rigs are pretty popular. However, although they have a time and a place, in my opinion, I think most Americans are probably going to be better off with body armor and then something like this. And we're going to talk about why. Body armor, like I said, that's going to stop rounds for you. You're going to be able to put a lot of gear on it. More than likely, you're going to be able to put more gear than this. However, it's harder to conceal. It's harder to throw a flannel on, or a sweatshirt, or a jacket, whatever it might be. A jacket, you can probably get away with some body armor underneath it. But this is very easy to conceal. I can put on almost anything more than just a t-shirt. So flannel, sweatshirt, light jacket, raincoat, whatever it is, I can put it on and conceal that. And right now in America, it is not socially acceptable to walk around in body armor. You're going to get lots of weird looks. You're going to make yourself kind of a target. People are going to wonder what's going on. Probably going to have the police called on you, depending on where you live and what type of communist freaks live where you're at. But something like this, you can have a lot of the same utility that body armor offers, in the fact that you can carry a lot of gear. However, you don't have people staring at you. I view this in the very similar as concealed carrying your handgun. So you can carry it outside the waistband. There's nothing wrong with that at all. However, people are going to look at you, and there's arguments for and against it. You kind of paint yourself as a target though, and become the talk of that area, or wherever you're at. And I don't think that painting yourself in that light is very beneficial. I think you need to remain the gray man theory. I think you just need to remain under the radar, and that's what this allows you to do. So if you're looking for extra kit, this might be something that you could utilize, especially with another election year. 2024 is coming up, and we just got done with 2020 with all the riots and craziness that was happening. And while there was definitely a time and place to wear body armor if you were near those riots in other towns and places, maybe you didn't want to wear body armor and draw all that attention to you, but you still wanted to be able to have spare mags, especially if you're carrying around a rifle. If you just have a pistol with you, it's pretty easy to conceal carry, a tourniquet or a little med kit, some extra magazines. It's pretty easy to put that stuff in your pockets. But when you start throwing around rifle magazines, it gets a little more crazy. So, and just quite frankly, more difficult to conceal. So if you do have a rifle that you're carrying, and you got a backpack or whatever you're using to carry it, and you need to get out of the car, and you want something on your body so that if you ditch the bag and take the rifle, you have something that you can quickly get to and keep on you with, you know, relative ease to get into. You know, I could rip the buttons off this thing and reach in and grab an extra mag. Then something like this, whether you make it or you buy it, might be useful. So again, this is the T-Rex Arms Ready Rig. I'll show you how mine's set up real quick, and then, you know, mine, this is just what I prefer for what I have, but, and for my body. We'll just kind of work our way from the front around, I guess. So up front, I have 3 20-round magazines. Now, the reason I have 20-round magazines in here instead of 30, when I wear this, as you guys saw, I have it just below my chest, because when I start raising it up above my chest, I get a lot more printing through my whatever I'm wearing at that time. When I keep it below my chest, I still can draw my pistol pretty easily. I have no like obstruction, and I don't have near as much printing on my chest. So what I found was with 30-round magazines, you know, they're sticking up to about here. That's right up into my chest. It's a little bit harder to conceal for me. So 20, 40, 60, still have 60 rounds. Yes, it's 30 less than if I was carrying 30-round magazines. However, I'd have one in the gun, hopefully I'd have one in the truck or whatever else, and I'd be able to get through whatever this situation would be that I need this for. So I sacrificed 30 rounds for some concealment. I could, you know, put another AR or a 5.56 mag here, and that blends in perfectly fine. I've had no issues. If I needed to, or if I thought the area that I was going I needed more rounds, then yeah, that might be something I would do. However, a radio is more likely to be here for me than an extra magazine at this point. Moving to your guys' right, my left, I have a 17-round PMag for my Glock. Just fills that nicely, and I'm not going to go into all the details on this product because you can look at T-Rex Arms website for that, but they do have 2 more elastics right here. Moving to the back, I have a tourniquet stuffed nicely in here. It's super flat. I don't know if you guys can see how thin that is, but this just rides real nice. I really don't have any issues with that on my back when I'm seated. I don't really run into any problems, but like I said, I also have it folded real flat, so I have a tourniquet. And I can reach it with either arm, and I can pull it out with either arm. I don't have any trouble reaching behind my back, grabbing that, ripping it out. The other cummerbund is set up the same way, so big pouch, medium pouch, small pouch. In this medium pouch, pull this out, I have more medical gear. This is something my brother made actually for me. Shout out to his YouTube channel, Ready17. But this is a little medical pouch. It's just some canvas. It can go on your belt. It's got a little belt loop attachment. So this is something I can take out, put in my pocket if I don't have this with me. I kind of bounce this around with gear, but typically it's going to be here. And in this, you know, I have a lot of, or I guess not a lot of gear, but I have a lot of applicable gear. So I have a big wrap. I have some stop the bleed gauze. I actually just have some regular band-aids too, because quite frankly, when I'm carrying this around, sometimes I use those. You get a little nick or cut, whatever. It doesn't always have to be life-saving equipment. And then, excuse me, an Israeli bandage as well. Like I said, I think I mentioned that, the wrap. But that just Velcros shut. And drop that back in this side pocket. Fits nice and snug in there. Have had no issues with it coming out. Alright, and now the final little pocket right here. In this one, I just keep a little knife. This is the automatic Kalashnikov, 74, made by Boker. I carried this for a while. It's a nice little knife, but I think in this utility, for this purpose, it works better. I don't normally carry a knife like that. What I carry is a Swiss Army knife. The utility of that is amazing, so I normally have that in my pocket. So if I needed something a little bit beefier for whatever reason, I have this then on this kit. All right, throw that back in there. So super thin straps, no printing from those on my shoulders, but hold this up for you guys. This is just super small, easy way to conceal extra gear that you might need or want, depending on the environment that you're in. Do I think it's the best piece of kit in the whole world? No. Do I think it's going to solve all of your issues with any of gear issues that you have? No, not at all. However, I do think it is a valuable whatever. I do think it's a valuable piece of kit. I think that there is a time and a place, and I think in America's time right now, you know, we're not like Ukraine, we're not being invaded, where body armor would not be uncommon to see, but we're in a time where there's lots of tension. There's probably going to be more civil unrest with the next election coming up, if it's anything like the last, which I'm sure it will be. So something like this might not be bad to have. It's something that you can leave in the car, or you can, you know, take it in and out whenever you go. But it is pretty low profile. I got mine on sale too, so low profile. They're inexpensive. I think mine on sale was, I don't know, like 60 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that. So it's not that expensive. You can make one. T-Rex Arms actually open sources most of their stuff, or if not all of their things. So definitely go check them out. But yeah, I recommend you guys looking into something like that. And if this isn't something you can afford or want, there's tons of other easy options. You know, a fanny pack. I know that people talk about that all the time. You don't need to go buy some tactical fanny pack. If you have a blue or red or green, whatever, you know, a hiking fanny pack laying around that you've used before, that's something you can easily throw a couple magazines in. And most people are not going to think twice about seeing that. And that's something that's on your body, again. There's benefits to having it on your body, I think. And have, you know, a fanny pack, something that you can keep on you, whether that it's in the way you're drawing or not, I don't know, because it's not something I've done. But again, this is something that works for me. I encourage you all then to go find something that works for you. I would again start with body armor. I think that is the best place to start. You get the body armor that you can afford. Your carrier doesn't have to be something crazy expensive. It's better to have better plates than some Gucci carrier. So get yourself some good plates. Get your wife or your kids, whoever it is, body armor as well if you can afford it. And, you know, make wise decisions. Don't break the bank and spend all your money. But if you have money to spend and this is something that you could look into, I would recommend it. So be prepared, be a protector, be a man. Thanks. All right, real quick, one other thing I forgot to add. I think it's important. No matter what gear you have, you need to be training with it. So if you have the Ready Rig, if you have plate carriers, if you just have your pistol or just have your rifle, whatever it is, train with it. That's most important, that you know how to use your gear and you can use it effectively and efficiently.